Hi, welcome to a special edition of Weekend Box Office Predictions and Movie Review. I'm going to talk about all the rumors that are swirling around Captain America Civil War. I love doing these types of things. They've been well received, so I wanted to talk about this movie. I love Marvel. It's Daredevil's my favorite. I'm really hoping he shows up somewhere in this movie, but I know he won't. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into many of the confirmations and rumors of this movie. So first off, who's Team Captain America? Obviously, Captain America himself. Chris Evans is going to be playing him again. We have Sebastian Stan that's going to be playing Winter Soldier. We got Jeremy Renner who's going to be playing Hawkeye. Anthony Mackie's back as Falcon. Elizabeth Olsen will be playing Scarlet Witch again, and Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. So it's just neat to see all of them come together on a team. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to fully play out, but it's just kind of neat to see that there is kind of a division now from trailers and the posters that are being put out, so we know who's on what side. Team Iron Man, we got Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man. We have Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow. Paul Bettany is playing the Vision again. Don Cheadle is going to be War Machine. Tom Holland will be playing Spider-Man, so he's an addition to this movie. We have a change of Spider-Man as well, the actors that are playing him. And also we have Chadwick Boseman. It's still, I saw the poster for it, and a lot of people are still saying that Black Panther could be a toss-up, that this could be just kind of to throw people off. So, however, though, I think he's actually going to be on Robert Downey's team, or I'm sorry, Iron Man's team. Just due to the fact that a long while back we did see Captain America's shield with the claw marks across it. So that's why I'm really thinking that he is definitely for sure, and also with the posters that did just come out showing who was on what team. So other characters in the movie, we know that Emily Van Camp will be playing Sharon Carter or Agent 13. Gwyneth Paltrow is supposed to make an appearance as Pepper Potts. William Hurt is going to be playing General Thaddeus. Frank Grillo will be Crossbones. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with his character. We got Daniel Bruhl as Baron Zemo. And also Martin Freeman believed that he will be playing Everett Ross. And he was the one that was assigned to Black Panther's homeland, Wakanda, as an agent. So his character has been thrown around everywhere to who he's actually playing. That is who everyone's believing. That's who I think it just makes sense for him to be playing that character. So, couple of things to think about here too with the characters. You have the Captain America Lego tie-in set. The toys are starting to slowly show up, and it's just hard to find out who's going to be what. But to kind of go along with that, there's the Hyperion Lego tie-in set as well, and also the Thanos Lego tie-in set. All these characters, they're always thrown in these movies. Will they finally make an appearance and so forth? It's just going to be hard to say, especially Thanos. Everybody wants to see him. Although, is he going to come in later with the Infinity Wars? Doctor Strange? It's just going to be hard to see. So, but these characters are in the Lego sets that are coming up and out. So, the following people are not supposed to be in the movie. Samuel Jackson is not supposed to be in the movie as Nick Fury. Evangeline Lilly is not supposed to be as the Wasp. We have Charlie Cox as Daredevil. Love to see him slide in there, but he's not supposed to make an appearance. Vincent D'Onofrio, I probably messed up his name. It's been a while since I've heard how it's said. As the Kingpin, it just doesn't seem like it would be time for him to be in a movie like this at all. And then Marissa Tomei as May Parker. There was always that rumor that she would be in it as well, but I think with them just reintroducing Spider-Man, really not a time to put her in this. So, however, though, they have confirmed there will be several surprise Marvel people that will make an appearance and fight on each side. So I'm looking forward to seeing who those will be. So, some of the plot lines that we have. First off, is this really a Captain America movie? I have heard this argument that, why is his name even on the front of it? The major focus on him. Yet, studios are so infamous for it. We got to get the trilogy in no matter what. So let's put his name on it, call it Civil War, makes everybody happy. So I'm guessing, though, that with a lot of the dialogue that will be the filler for the movie will center around Captain America himself, from Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, to the what's going to go on with the government and the takedown of the Avengers and so forth, and also if they end up having a trial, the trial of Captain America. So that's why I believe his name is on it, and I believe that's how why they can call this movie Captain America. So the movie's supposed to open with a funeral, and every rumor is swirling around that it is Peggy Carter, and I'm pretty much guessing that it probably will be. So that would kind of set a tone for the movie, that it's, things are changing a little bit to the darker side, so of, bringing in Civil War and so forth. So from the trailer, we also know that Winter Soldier is getting hunted down, and Captain America and the Falcon are talking to him, and Bucky starts remembering who he is instead of being Winter Soldier. So a few little tad bits of memory come back. So we also know this from the Ant-Man credit scene that occurred at the end of that movie. So in the newest trailer, we also see that Winter Soldier, or Bucky Barnes, is captured. And looks like he's being held in some kind of prison. Or is he? He could be. It could be a past vision or something that they're referencing to. Remember, Captain America did crash land in a winter type scenario back in the 1940s. So if you look at where they're at, a lot of snow around, and it looks like it's kind of isolated. So could this be the base where Baron Zemo's at? So also, the Avengers team, I believe, will be getting put on notice from the government. We see this in trailers. They're talking about all the destruction that has occurred based on their actions, whether they were good or bad, intentional or not. But I do believe that this will be a time where they are shut down, and they're going to be forced to be put on the Registration Act. So I think that will come into play. Like I said, it's just a prediction, but I actually believe it's going to be part of the movie. So that word will come up, the Superhuman Registration Act. So obviously, a lot of disagreements are in the trailers. You see Iron Man, Captain America having disagreements, and that's what's creating. That's what's going to create some of the Civil War, and as it takes off. So next, we're also going to see Black Widow and Winter Soldier have a good encounter in the movie. They're not saying it's not going to be a quickie, but it actually is supposed to be a pretty good fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, and that was actually according to Joe Russo himself. So can't wait to see that. Will they use the Civil War storyline for this movie? I think it will tie in some. It's just so hard to say. The big piece, I think, will be the trial of Steve Rogers. Will they have it in there? It's really hard to say at this point. But I do believe that they will lean towards it some. Next is whether or not Bucky Barnes, the AKA Winter Soldier, if he will be held accountable for his actions as a Hydra agent, or will he be treated as the longest serving POW in the history? So how are they going to, is he going to be considered good or bad still at this point? Even though he was under some kind of influence. But also it's going to come up that he could have played a role with the deaths of Howard and Maria Stark. So that could give Iron Man that fuel that he needs to say, hey, you guys need taken down, and I'm going to be the one to do it. So also, he had been to Wakanda in the past. So Black Panther is going to play that role as well, wanting to get vengeance on him in some form or fashion for some of the actions he had done. So also, another thing in the trailer you saw was the raft. It was that thing that popped out of the water. And this was the newest trailer, not the older one. So is this a prison for powerful villains? Or is it Prison 42 from the Civil War story? That's why I'm saying is, how much are they playing into the comic books here? I believe it's actually going to be a prison. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's in the water. It's under almost submerged. So, and these were the types that held Captain America and those who opposed the Registration Act. That's why I think it's going to come into play again. So, next plot line is, will Hydra be in the movie? Are they going to play a role in this? So, in the Age of Ultron, all the high-end people were killed, and Anthony Russo himself is actually quoted as saying for this movie that Hydra isn't central to the third movie as it has been in the past. But the legacy of Hydra is still there. There's a presence in the movie, even if they're not central to the film. So, basically how I'm taking that is, you're going to hear the name Hydra off and on, but they're not going to be the main plot to the movie of who's causing all the chaos and so forth. So, also we got the World Security Council. They'll probably be thrown in there just a touch, and as long as with Shield. But since it's pretty much saying that Samuel Jackson's not going to be in it, Shield may be taking a step back for this movie. So, next is, will Ant-Man go big? There's actually a Funko Pop called Giant Man that is coming out, or may be out already. I have not seen it yet though, so that is actually labeled on the front of it that says Civil War. So I'd love to see him increase in size. So we'll just have to wait and see if he actually does that. Sometimes they throw teaser toys out there just to put them out there as part of it, and other times it may be for the next movie, Ant-Man movie that's coming out, just so you can get character recognition. So. Another plot line, will Iron Man actually leave? This has been a big debate as well. First article I read said that there is not going to be an Iron Man 4. So lots of people are thinking at this point that Robert Downey Jr. will probably take a step back after the Infinity Wars are done. Someone else will take on the role of Iron Man. And from that point on, we'll have someone else playing Tony Stark. A lot of rumors going around too that he's actually going to leave this world and go fight into another universe, so it's really hard to say at this point. The big thing though is a lot of the main characters from this point on will be in kind of a limbo stage, or they've kind of disappeared. Thor, he's not supposed to be in this movie. You got Loki still, and if Iron Man was to leave, so it's just kind of a weird spot where we're at with the original main characters. So. I do think, though, that the Doctor Strange movie coming out this December will kind of start beginning to set some things up for not only the Avenger Infinity War movies, but also kind of maybe play a role on what's going on with Thor and just what's going on in the alternate universes and so forth. So, next is, everyone wants to see the Hulk make an appearance in this movie. It has been confirmed that... Anthony Russo said, because the rumor going around was that there's going to be a battle of the Hulk versus the Red Hulk. He actually stated there's no Red Hulk in Civil War. However, though, he didn't say that there's not a Green Hulk in this movie. So Mark Ruffalo may be making an appearance. I would love to see him jump right down in the middle of a Civil War going on and just cause some chaos. Because, the way he is, the way he fights, he could be on either side. So... Spider-Man suit. We've seen in the newest trailer now. When I initially saw it, I thought of Deadpool with heavy mascara. I was just like, do what? Because you could see his bionic eyes move just enough. So it was kind of funny to see that, but at the same time I was like, hey, that's a pretty good special effect. So the big thing is Spider-Man going to have some iron legs put on. He's supposed to be kind of taken under the wing of Tony Stark at this time. He's supposed to be 15 years old in the movie, so he's probably going to be kind of a mentor to him, and it would be a great opportunity for him to, hey, let's try something mechanical with you since you got the spider thing going on. Easily explain later on why he's not using them anymore, because they could be just hold him back, hard to fight with, or whatever. But he's also supposed to be the one that designs his web shooter, so to get him started on those. So we'll have to wait and see in the movie what actually happens, but. I'm just leaning more towards the obviously the suit, and also the web shooters is probably going to be the biggest role that they'll play with the Spider-Man suit that comes from Tony Stark. So next is there's supposed to be a fight scene between Captain America and Spider-Man. If you think about in the comics, these two have always had great fights with each other. Lots of times they just come to a standstill. Perfect opportunity to have in a movie like this, Civil War. There's with the strengths that each person has, the fights could last for a very long time. So there are probably going to be a lot of standoffs, and great opportunity to put these two together. And also in the trailer, you see where Spider-Man steals Captain America's shield right off, and of course we don't know what part that plays in, if that's when Spider-Man's first introduced or if it's later on. So, but either way, though, it's a great way to get, if that is where Spider-Man's introduced, a great way to show him off. Obviously, though, even at that point, we probably would have seen him prior to that with Tony Stark. So, next, the movie is supposed to end with a death. Who who's when I say that, I'm sorry, I meant to say a funeral. So whose funeral is it going to be? You know, right off the bat, you see from the trailer, you see War Machine being cradled by Iron Man. He appears to be dead, and he very well could be. This could be how the movie does end. However, though, you know, sometimes when they show things like that, it's usually not obvious. This could be a flashback at some point in time. It could be, you know, he's just knocked unconscious. So, but also, if you take a look at the blast that War Machine gets hit by in the trailer, it's made to appear that it was a sniper shot by Winter Soldier. But if you actually look at the blast, kind of the laser or whatever that came out of it, it looks yellow. So could it be the Vision that actually hits War Machine? So could there be kind of a turn on who actually, with the Civil War going on, since Vision's supposed to be on their side? So does this cause more chaos than what they originally intended, where they thought the sides were clearly divided? So next would be Scarlet Witch. That, you know, there's a rumor that there's supposed to be a big end battle with Baron Zemo. Obviously, she could be a character that could be killed off, you could say, and you know, somehow be brought back later. But you know, other than her tremendous fighting skills, she is actually human. So what? So could something happen with her? You got the Captain America himself. Could this finally be the end of Steve Rogers? You know, if they do follow the Civil War line to tradition, the trial of Steve Rogers, he's actually shot and killed on the steps as he's going in by Crossbones. So could this happen? However, though, there is a quote out there from Frank Grillo, who's playing Crossbones, and he says, "I know Crossbones in the comics kinds of offs Cap at some point, and we're probably not going to see that happen. I'm not going to kill him yet." So, based on that said, I don't think Captain America will actually be killed in this movie. He may be shot, just to kind of stick with tradition, so the storyline to kind of cover that plot. So, but he's actually just not going to die. Last character that's being thrown out there is Hawkeye. You know, Jeremy Renner, his contract's actually up. He was contracted to do 4 movies. This is his 4th movie. He had a huge storyline with his family and so forth in the Avengers Age of Ultron. So we've kind of got that good feel. So if his death was actually to occur in this movie, it would give you more of that emotional impact of, hey, we lost Hawkeye. What about his family too? So, you know, it'd be a great, hate to lose him, but at the same time, it would be a great plot line to finish this movie. So, and last but not least, will Red Skull return? Another Lego tie-in set. There's a Lego set coming out with Red Skull in it. Is he gonna be in this movie? You know, if he is, it's gonna be at the very end, I believe. It could be even a post-credit scene. Likely candidate is Baron Zemo. That's the rumor mill going around. I hope so. I would love to see Red Skull back in this. Or could it be where he resurrects him in some form or fashion, the original? So I think he'll actually take on the role, you know, just to kind of keep it simple. But either way, though, I want to see him back in the movies. So, hey, the other thing we're going to see in this with Captain America Civil War is the Star Wars Rogue One trailer. It has been confirmed that it will be shown for the first time when this movie comes out. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. May 6th can't get here enough. Hey, I greatly appreciate you tuning in to this. Hey, leave me comments below. Tell me what you think of the rumors, plot lines, anything else that you can think of. Hey, I greatly appreciate it. If you get a chance, check out some of my other videos as well. Take care.